So I've been waiting all year long for this right here. This is the Betta Flex automatic pull skimmer here. And this is the newest model in the Betta series lineup. Yes, I have been a fan of Betta ever since the beginning, and I love their automatic pull skimmers. This Betta Flex is the newest one, and I've waited all year for this to come out. The Betta Flex's biggest flex is the fact that it is probably the best simple plug and play automatic skimmer on the market right now. Super easy to use, no bells and whistles. All it has is the cleaner itself to flip on, and that's it. No smart app. That's where the Betta Flex really shines, and that's where it will appeal to pool owners. A lot of pool owners right now don't need all those extra features there. They just want a cleaner that does a simple job, and that is to skim the surface of the pool. And the Betta Flex here is exactly that. Super simple, easy to use, just turn it on and that's it. That's all you really need in an automatic pool skimmer. So let's talk about this Betta Flex here and what makes it such a great choice. First off, let's talk about this physical design here. Just take a look right here. This is the Betta Flex. This is the Betta SE Plus. If I place them side by side here, you can see that the Betta Flex is noticeably smaller. Yes, not only that, it's designed a little differently here. You can see right here on the outside, this is what they call a soft casing design here on the edges here. It's no longer this hard plastic like the one here on the SE Plus. Now, Betta gives it this really nice fancy name, a soft casing design, but let me kind of flip this over here and show you that this soft casing design is nothing more than a very dark colored styrofoam material. Yes, this outside piece here, these outside pieces on the side here, the bumper, it's styrofoam, and I'm kind of confused at that. It looks like it's a kind of truck bed liner type of material, but in reality, it is a black styrofoam material. Now, I get that. Styrofoam in water floats and is water resistant. Now, I'm curious to kind of see how long this will last while it's in the pool. I don't know if this styrofoam material is truly waterproof, but I do know that styrofoam in general is water resistant, and they use it in a number of different parts used in water. So I'm curious to see how well this will last. Now, one thing you will notice about this is the fact that I'm holding it very, very easily here. Yes, this right here comes in at only 8 pounds. This is one of the lightest weight pool skimmers on the market that I've ever used, and I love that. This means that it's very easy to put into the pool and to take out. The physical design of this is very, very small, much smaller than the previous version. I'll show you again how big this is compared to this right here. This is 14 pounds, this is 8 pounds, and it's much smaller, easier to manage. Right at the top of this here, you can see that it's got a solar panel for sunlight to absorb into. That is your only charging option. Yes, unfortunately on the Betta Flex here, there is no second charging option. Unlike the SE Plus of last year, you had a second charging option where you could plug it into the wall and charge it that way. On the Betta Flex right here, this version right here, there's only one way to charge it, and that is with the solar panel with the power of the sun. So keep that in mind. If you need a second charging option, the Betta Flex does not have that. They got rid of that. To me, that's a downgrade. Now, in your mind, might be a little different. If you close your pool, if you just open it during swim season and you close your pool, doesn't matter. It's perfect for you. You don't need that second charging option. But if you're like me, if you're like a lot of pool owners that keep their pool open all year long like I do, during times when there's no sunlight or less sunlight, the fall, winter seasons, when I do want to run a skimmer like this, I no longer have the option to charge it through an outlet and to place it into the pool. I pretty much can't use it at all. Now, there's a little kind of fix to this here on this Betta Flex here, and I'll talk more about that in a little bit, but it's not really a fix. Just know that there is no second charging option. You cannot plug it in to charge. I'll flip this around to the back here and lift this right up here. This is your handle to grab onto the Betta Flex here. It's smaller than the other models, so you pretty much have to grab onto it, right onto it. The propellers are back here, and now it's got this sort of metal frame on the outside of it to protect it from hitting the walls, so that's neat. Right inside here is an LED display right here. When you turn it on, this turns on. You can see it's red and green. You can see the propellers spin. That means it's on right now. I'll flip this off here. Now, in terms of flipping it off, right here, you can see there are two modes. This Betta Flex now has two cleaning modes, normal mode and eco mode. Now, this kind of doesn't make sense to me at all. For an automatic pool skimmer, I just think sun's out, turn it on, just let it keep running until the battery's done, charge itself, turn on, and that's it. That's normal mode. That's how it's supposed to basically act in the pool. They added the second mode called eco mode, which is, in my opinion, not really useful at all, but they do have some use for it, and I'll explain to you. In eco mode, what happens is when you turn it on, it will run every 4 hours and then pause and turn off. Now, the amount of time that it pauses and turns off is based off of how much battery it has left after that 4 hours. So, if you have no sun and it's been running for 4 hours, it'll turn off much longer than if it was in direct sunlight for those first 4 hours. It's variable and it changes depending on the battery percentage. So in eco mode, basically it turns on and off every 4 hours and turns off for a undisclosed amount of time. Okay, the only real benefit you get from having an eco mode like that is if you are trying to save as much battery as you can and you're trying to use it as much as you can during specific times of the day. In particular, since there is no second charging option, you can't plug it into the wall, eco mode can only be useful, I think, if you want to use it during the off season when there's less sunlight, and the eco mode will save you a little bit of battery use that way. But after the first time you run it, when the battery gets depleted, it's not going to be able to be charged anyways. So in my opinion, eco mode is useless. I mean, it's great that it included a second mode here, but they could have actually done something else instead. Maybe included another feature that I'll talk more about later on. Speaking of features that are no longer included here, I want to talk about the remote control feature. Yes, this right here, this is a physical remote control that was included on the previous Betta versions. This does not work with this Betta Flex here. The Betta Flex has no remote control at all. No physical remote control. No online app control at all. So you can no longer control this Betta Flex while it's in the pool. So if you want a remote control and you thought it was cool, it's no longer on the Betta Flex. I'll flip this around here to show you. You've got two guide wheels over here to help it guide along the pool. And now they've actually relocated the sensors at the bottom here. Now it's underneath the water. In the previous versions, it was above the water or on top of the surface. So that's neat. It can sense objects better while it's underneath the water. Right over here, since I'm here, let me show you this new feature here. This little T piece right here, let me flip this down and back up. This is what they call an anti-tangle mechanism here. Now, Betta Flex has listened to some of its customers and they've included this anti-tangle mechanism. And what is it? Well, basically, the Betta Flex here is now able to be used with corded cleaners. Yes, if you have a cleaner that plugs into an electrical outlet with that long cord, now you can use it freely with the Betta Flex. Awesome. However, if you have a hose cleaner, a cleaner that's connected to the wall of some sort, a suction side or pressure side cleaner that uses a hose, it doesn't work with this mechanism right here. It only works with cords. So you're out of luck there. If you have a suction or pressure side cleaner that uses a hose, it doesn't work for hose cleaners. Only works for corded cleaners. So keep that in mind. Up when no cord is in the pool, pull it down like so to stop the cord from being sucked into the basket. So it's neat that it is included, this anti-tangle mechanism, but it's only for cords, not for hoses. Now at the bottom right here, you can see on this side right here and the other side over here, same thing. These are your anti-stranding bars. To open this up, you basically just push the little indentation right here and pull it out just so that it activates these bars. And these bars are used if you have shallow steps in your pool, if you have a beach somewhere that you're noticing your Betta is kind of docking itself and parking itself and you don't want to do that, just pull these out here and it should stop it from going over that ledge and prevent it from getting stuck. So keep that in mind. Anti-stranding bars here can be useful. Now, another feature that the Betta Flex has that did not have on the previous models is the fact that the Betta Flex can now be used with infinity style pools. Yes, if you got a really, really expensive infinity style pool with no edge to it, the Betta Flex can now be used in that type of pool. Before, the other models, you can't use it. So that's a nice little perk for the top 1-2% of pool owners out there. It can be used with infinity style pulls. Now, at the top of this right here, they've kind of changed the debris basket opening and closing lid. Now it's this lever here, and this is very annoying to me. You can see at the top here, it says close here. So now the top lid is locked into place. On the sides here, on the right and left, it says open. So when you want to open this design here, you have to flip it to either the left or to the right here, and you have to line it up to open it up. Now, that's kind of annoying for me, but that's the way it is. You open this up here and you have the top loading debris basket. And the Betta is designed so that you leave the Betta in the pool. So if you picture this parked at the end of the pool on the side, flip it off, you're taking the debris basket out. You open up the lid here and open this up. And instead of taking the whole cleaner out, what you do is you just take the basket out here and empty out this basket. I've used this for a while now, and I love the way that it works in the pool. It works best as a simple plug and play type of skimmer, meaning all you have to do is unbox it, take it out of the box, put it in the sun to charge if it's not already charged. Once it has enough battery, flip the switch on to normal mode or eco mode, whatever you want to use, place it into the pool, and then you leave it. And that's all you do. You leave it and you let it clean. All you do is empty the debris basket. That's it. There's no bells and whistles, no extra features that you don't necessarily need, no smart app that you have to go inside and look at and to control it that way. There's nothing. There's just the cleaner by itself. And that's where the Betta Flex really does flex itself. The best simple plug and play type of cleaner. Now, I talk a lot about the Betta Flex here. What makes it a good choice? What makes it maybe not so much of a good choice? Let's finally place it into the pool and I'll show you how well this works. Okay guys, I've got the Betta Flex over here. Let's go ahead and place it into the pool. You can see how much surface debris I have in there. So this will be a really good test on how this small little Betta Flex works in the pool. So right back here, remember there are two modes here. I'm going to switch it to normal mode. I don't care for the eco mode, but let's switch it to the normal mode right now. When you flip it on, the little light right there does light up. It blinks green that it's on. You can see the propellers are on right now. And now I just go ahead and place it into the pool just like that and let it do its thing. Now right off the bat, I will tell you that using the other previous versions of the Betta here, this Flex version here is faster. It's slightly faster when it moves in the pool. And did you see that? It kind of slowed down as it reached the corner here. My pump just literally turned on. You can see all my jets shoot out right now. So it hit this corner right here, but it'll settle down and you'll watch the Betta move around. Okay guys, so this section of my pool here, this is where my tanning ledge is. It's shallow up here on this step. The second ledge right there is probably about 14 inches, but this step right here is about 6 inches. Depending on how shallow your pool is, it will be able or not be able to climb up and above it. And that's where those anti-stranding bars come into play. I don't need it for my pool, but if you notice that your Betta is getting stuck somewhere, you might want to pull down those stranding bars just to prevent it from getting stuck. But let's keep watching this Betta here, this Flex, as it moves along the pool. Again, I do want to mention that it is faster than the other versions here. Now you can see it moving right now, and it does pick up all that debris in front of it. It's going to approach a wall right here, or walls right here, and it slows down right there. You see that? It doesn't hit it head on, but it does hit it sometimes. Just like that, it hits it. But remember, it's got this soft casing design, or I should say styrofoam design, so it's able to kind of take the hit better, so it's safer for your pool and for the Betta itself. That foam design, it's softer, able to handle more intense interactions with the pool. You can really see it picking up this debris as it moves forward right here. Look at all this debris right over here getting sucked into the basket right there. And again, I can't believe how much faster this Betta Flex really is compared to other versions. I'm quite impressed with how fast it moves. And now again, I do want to mention the Flex here no longer has a remote control. If you take a look at that corner over there, I've got all that debris over there, and unfortunately I don't have a remote control to go pick it up. That's one downgrade to this Betta Flex here. So keep that in mind. No more remote control. Okay guys, as the Flex is coming here, I'm going to grab it here to show you that debris basket, that spill design here. I'm holding it right here. So hopefully you can see what people basically are complaining about, the debris basket spill here. Now, if this was off, let me go ahead and actually shut this off here. If it's low on battery of some sort and there's no flow of water, look what happens here. When I push it back and forth right here, you see the debris coming out here? See all that debris coming out, escaping outwards? This does not have an anti-spill debris basket right here. So keep that in mind. If you want an anti-spill debris basket, this right here is not that type of basket. Look at all this debris that has escaped out. So keep that in mind. No anti-debris spill basket. But remember, the Betta is designed for you to leave the skimmer in the pool and for you to access the debris basket from the top. So if I open this up here, just like this, now I can open this lid here, and you can see that the debris basket is right there. Instead of pulling the whole piece up and letting that debris go out, all you have to do is pull this up and empty this part out. Once you empty it out, you put it right back in and close it up. Close it back in place here, make sure it's locked in place here, and then let it go and do its thing. So that's sort of one way to help it not lose so much debris outwards. Another way is that when you're taking this out, instead of pulling it at the back handle piece over here to pull the debris out, you can see that the basket is forwards here. If you pull it out with the handle back here, tilting it upwards like so, that's where all the debris will come out. So one way you want to actually take this out to avoid debris spillage is hold it from the back and the front and lift straight up. When you lift it straight up, debris won't push forward and out of the basket. So keep that in mind. So you guys can see that the Betta Flex here works really great in the pool back here. If you're in the market for an automatic pool skimmer and you're looking for a very simple and easy to use pool skimmer, the Betta Flex may be the right choice for you. It really does flex in the fact that it is the most simple and easy to use automatic pool skimmer on the market right now. No bells, no whistles, doesn't have any special features. All you do is just flip it on, turn it on, put it into the pool, and let it do its thing. That's where this Betta Flex here will really shine. In that sense, the Betta Flex here is definitely an automatic pool skimmer here I recommend.
We hope this review helps.